Here's the story about the Schizophrenia of Religions. Over the years in our group, seeing around 250 people weekly without waiting times, it became increasingly clear that at the core of their beautiful stories, there was often a fundamental low self-esteem, self-loathing, or a drive for self-punishment. Conversely, in the same person's heaven, there was a belief or desire to be an extraordinary figure or excel in beliefs that aren't there.
For example, a lady was too afraid or felt too unworthy to contact a colleague she was in love with for years. Yet, she fantasized about passionate encounters and genuinely believed she would one day save the world from all its suffering with a particular talent of hers, the new Christ or prophet in the making. From numerous such testimonies, one can't help but recognize a pattern that has persisted for centuries, likely since the dawn of storytelling Homo sapiens.
It's a recurring pattern seen in both religiously or politically inspired gurus and the churches or political parties founded in their name. I've called it religious schizophrenia because I'm probably still irritated by the workings of these groups. This has nothing to do with the psychiatric diagnosis of schizophrenia, where one loses touch with reality through delusions or hallucinations. At most, this diagnosis might result from religious schizophrenia, but there's no evidence for that.
As a scientist, my personal irritation with religion stems from the fact that they, presumably unconsciously, lay the groundwork for the madness in the story of the lovesick lady, then write it down in an unchangeable book filled with meaningless rituals, commandments and prohibitions that never resolve the fears they've cultivated. Moreover, these are called values and norms that we all need, or else we'd be lost, steal more, or cause wars.
Ethos, they call it. After years of toiling through the magical world of Homo sapiens, or the wise human, it's clear to us that each of us has a hell and a heaven within, which new gurus can manipulate. The hell or devil in us are the fears and deep sorrows passed down through generations, possibly increasing over time because the rituals, commandments and prohibitions no longer suffice and are utterly useless. Among the new priest therapists, these are the countless tips and tricks that appear in the media or are sold.
This drives the need to instill religious or political messages in the deeply emotional brain from a young age. The deeper the fear and sorrow, and the earlier the emotional brain is influenced, the harder it is for us therapists to even begin addressing, let alone reducing, this fear, as insight and willingness to work on it are prerequisites.
So the hell is clear and deeply rooted in each of us. Not to say it can't be removed technically or through emotional therapy. Then there's the heaven, which we call false narcissism, within each of us. A successful religion or belief system that has stood the test of time has two features. First, it instills fears and deep sorrow, then promises a heaven.
For some, it's a literal heaven. For others, a new life where the soul will flow into, but all offer false narcissism. Here, you will continue to exist as unique, special, or eternal. We see this in parenting too, where fears are unconsciously embedded in the child's deep emotional system, and on the other hand, the child is praised or attributed special qualities they often don't possess.
But we probably all do this unconsciously. Only the most cunning sociopaths, after a political or worldly victory, suddenly cloak themselves as bearers or believers of the good news. Emperor Charles understood this well as the former Frankish king, pulling the church towards himself to become Emperor of Rome.
The last emperor I've seen do this in an almost comical way in my lifetime is Trump after his recent victory. Whether he does this unconsciously or with full conviction, I strongly doubt.
Yet, he has mastered this Machiavellian game brilliantly. That's why I'm trying to make you aware of this mechanism within each of us. He's certainly not the first, nor will he be the last. A warned man is worth two. So, if you've enjoyed this journey through the schizophrenia of religions, make sure you rush over to www.brainmanagement.b to grab your free ebook Physics of Fear by Dr. Tom Herigotz and subscribe like your life depends on it. Remember, this podcast, Meme City and the series Ethos are brought to you by the insightful Dr. Tom Herigotz, neuropsychiatrist, founder of emotional therapy and the author of Physics of Fear. Enjoy the rest of your day and don't forget to question everything.